So 2024 is over. It's 2025. It's the start of a new year, which means that it's the time of year where I sit around thinking, oh no, did I ruin everything? Did I actually spend an entire calendar year doing nothing? Did I do nothing for a whole year? Am I the worst? Did I ruin my life? Is my life over? And then I just go through kind of my video catalog from that year to just check and see, like, did I actually do nothing? Did I actually suck for a whole year? And I usually find out, like, no, I made some bangers. I did a good job. I made some stuff that was worth watching. And so this is just a collection of some of the favorites. If you're watching this on Patreon, you're going to get the full unedited version that's like an hour and a half long. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's going to be a little bit shorter. It's going to be significantly shorter. It'll probably be like not longer than 30 minutes. And if you're watching this on TikTok or Instagram, it's going to be way shorter. It's going to be like a 5 or 6 minute long video. But wherever you're watching it, I hope you enjoy these highlights. And if you just need more, if you're just craving more, you can always, go up to whatever platform will give you the amount that you crave. Okay, here we go. Abraham and Isaac. You know what I'm talking about? Refresh my memory. You told Abraham to, kill his son for you, and he was fully gonna do it, but then at the last second, you sent an angel to stop him and tell him not to do it. Yep, that's coming back to me now. Yes. I work in mysterious ways. Right. So sometimes I might do a thing and the reason why won't really make sense for you, but it does make sense for me. Does that make sense? Is that... Yeah, no, I've heard the whole mysterious ways thing before. I guess I'm just wondering if you could explain it in a way where it would make sense to me. I mean, I can try. Yeah, it just seems like if you're capable of creating matter and entire solar systems out of nothing, you might be capable of explaining this story in a way that my tiny human brain could understand. Right, totally. You guys, I need to introduce you to someone really important to me. This is my girlfriend.
But there are two of them.
We're poly.
So you're polyamorous, cool.
No,
our names are poly. It's both our names.
It's poly and poly.
And I'm in a monogamous commitment with each of them.
And we're in a monogamous commitment with each other.
And then also with some other people as well.
That's not what monogamy is.
Yeah, what you're doing is polyamory.
Look, I respect people who are polyamorous. I think that's awesome, but I could never do that.
Also,
We're Catholic, so we would go to hell.
You have a musical ear. Shall we find out?
'Cause my love is mine,
Okay.
love, mine, 'cause my love is mine, love, mine, 'cause my love is mine,
Yeah. So I've never heard this song before. I want to talk about the 10 Commandments, some of my finest work. So right at the top here, just with number 1, almost immediately, we have, thou shalt have no other gods before me. I mean, how good is that, right? Yeah, it just feels kind of insanely narcissistic and insecure for an omnipotent being. Whoa, rude. And that's what you have as the number 1 rule of all rules. I mean, you've got don't kill people on there. That's good, but that's number 6. And this is what you have at number 1. Well, it's not written in order of importance. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. That's a good one. Come on. That's solid. Again, what does that mean specifically? What? That's so clear. Explain it, please. Look, I wrote this list a long time ago, okay? And it's hard to remember. Look, I'm just gonna say, I'm looking over the rest of this list, and it's honestly not very impressive. What are you talking about? Be nice to your mom and dad? That's fire. Don't lie to people? Bars. You don't even have sexual assault or pedophilia on here. This is the top 10 list of bad things people can do, and those didn't even make the cut.
This comment was written in response to a video where I talked about the relative nature of size. In that video, I talked about how if you could grow yourself to the size of the Milky Way galaxy, you wouldn't be able to identify any empty space between any of the planets in our solar system. They would all just appear to be one solid object. It's not uncommon at all when discussing the indescribable enormity of the known universe for people to suddenly feel impossibly small and therefore insignificant. So I definitely relate with this comment on an emotional level. But I don't necessarily think that this is the correct takeaway. I don't think that the lesson to be learned when discussing the relative size of different objects in the known universe is, I'm so small and insignificant. I think that the lesson to be learned is, there's no such thing as being small, and everything is significant. As human beings, we are deeply socialized to believe that there is immense significance attached to our size. We always feel like our bodies are too big or too small and rarely ever just right. In the grand scale of the cosmos, human beings are a species of creatures that all amount to roughly the same size. But that doesn't stop us getting hung up on the tiniest minutia in the details of our size in relation to each other. We really care a whole lot about centimeters and inches. A nose that sits this big on your face versus this big on your face. A belly that sticks out this far from your pants versus this far. What looking at the size of the universe should teach us, though, is that size is mostly just an illusion. There's only relativity and perspective. An object's size in relation to or from the perspective of another object. Take the planet Jupiter. When you try to consider the size of the planet Jupiter in relation to yourself, you can't really do it. You can't really adequately, accurately imagine Jupiter's size in comparison to your own size. It's simply unimaginably large. But again, if you were able to grow yourself to the size of the entire Milky Way galaxy, it would become unimaginably small. So which is it? Is Jupiter unimaginably large, or is it unimaginably small? Well, it's both. And also, it's neither. But one thing's for sure, Jupiter is undeniably significant. If Jupiter were to suddenly blip out of existence today, it would have a massive effect on the way our entire solar system functions, and that would eventually ripple out into having a massive effect on all of the star systems around us. Everything in the universe is constantly being acted upon by everything else in the universe. Whether Jupiter is big or small or neither has no bearing on this fact. Whether you are big or small or neither has no bearing on this fact. You are significant because you are here. The universe simply would not function the same without you in it. I was hoping we could talk about free will.
Love that.
You say you endowed us with free will and the ability to make our own choices.
Yes, and that's why when you get punished for making bad choices, it's not my fault, see, because I didn't force you to do that. Choices have consequences, and I love you enough to let you make your own choices, even if it means that sometimes you're gonna make choices that really bum me out.
Great answer.
Thank you.
And you're omnipotent?
Huh?
You're omnipotent, correct?
Oh, yes.
Omnipresent and omniscient as well, right?
Yeah, sure.
You know everything that ever has or ever will happen. All things are happening presently for you at all times, and it is impossible for anything to happen that you don't know about or that you do not wish to happen.
Uh-huh. Pretty much, yeah.
So how can I make a choice that you don't want me to make?
So you know how the sky got little circles in it?
You mean like the sun and the moon?
Yo, well, today they're gonna be on top of each other.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's not pretty cool. It's not pretty cool. The circles aren't supposed to be on top of each other. Circles
Okay.
are normally in different places of the sky, okay? But today they're gonna be, circles gonna be right on top of each other.
That's
okay?
That's really neat.
It's not neat. It's not just neat. This doesn't happen, okay? The circles don't go on top of each other.
All right,
Kind of ever. So when it happens, you gotta go out and look at it.
I will go look at it.
No, you gotta go out and look at it, okay? You can't do anything else. You have to go look at the circles
Oh my
on top
God.
of each other, okay? Because it doesn't happen.
Jesus
This is like a
Christ,
thing
you
that
are
just like, oh, that's
screaming
kinda
at
cool.
me.
Hey, hi. Sorry, what's up? I just wanted to show you some original content that I just made. Yeah, okay. Are you gonna look at it, or... Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. That's really cool. Thanks for showing me that. Hey, you know what? My bad. On second thought, here is a viral joke that I just stole word for word from another account, so why don't you give that a glance? Ooh. Ooh. Yes. Yes. This is great. This is so good. You came up with this? No, I did not. I stole it. Oh my God. I love this. This is so good. You are so cool for this. I'm putting this everywhere. I'm gonna make you huge for this. And you wrote this. Nope, 100% plagiarized. This is amazing. You're amazing. So this is a comment from a video I made about free will and about whether or not free will actually exists, particularly in the context of a universe that was created by a God who says that nothing in that universe can happen unless he wants it to. And a very common theistic answer to that question that cropped up a lot in the comments of that video is, well, it is his will for you to have the ability to choose things that he does not want you to choose. He wants you to be able to make choices that he does not want you to make. Therefore, it is his will for you to be able to do that. And this is great. This is great because it means that we can go deeper down the philosophical rabbit hole of what choice is. What are the properties of choice and free will, and how does it actually function? Like, for instance, is it possible for me to freely make choices without first being adequately informed about all of the consequences of those choices? Another interesting question is, can you make choices freely if you are being coerced? There's a blue button and a red button, and someone's holding a gun to your head and saying, push the blue button or I'll shoot you. You push the blue button because you don't want to die, but the question is, did you actually freely make that choice, or did you just make that choice under duress or because you were being threatened with a very severe punishment? You could say you have informed consent in that situation. You are informed about what the consequences of your decision will be, but the consequences are coming in the form of a threat from an outside entity who is using that threat to manipulate your decision. Another interesting territory to explore is the idea of, like, totality of choice, or how many choices am I able to make? Thought experiment. You find yourself in a room with no doors, and there's a TV and a video game console that has a note on it that says, play me. You start playing the video game, and there's a character that tells you, hey, it's really, really simple. All you gotta do is make it to the end of the game and do everything correct, and you'll get this amazing reward. You get to actually live for eternity with the creator of this video game, and it's really, really cool where he lives. Downside is, if you don't properly complete this game to the creator's satisfaction, a trap door opens in this room, and you go to an eternal torture realm. So the gameplay for this game is loaded with decision making. I'm walking up to things and I get to choose whether I pick them up or not, whether I put them in my bag or not. I'm walking up and I'm interacting with different characters, and I get to choose how I respond to the different prompts that they give me. There's little side quests and puzzles and stuff, and I get to choose whether or not I want to do those side quests or solve those puzzles. I seem to have a fair amount of agency in this game. The philosophical quandary when it comes to whether or not I have a totality of choice is, can I make the choice to not play the game? Can I make the choice to exit the room I'm in? Did I choose to be in the room in the first place, or was I just placed there? If you say that it is God's will for me to have free will, then that means that it was someone else's decision for me to have the ability to make decisions. Did I get a say in that process? Did I get to weigh in on whether or not I wanted to participate in this scenario? It's very much the same way in real life. I wake up and I choose what clothes I'm gonna wear. I choose what I'm gonna eat that day. I choose what I'm gonna do with my day. But I can't make the decision to just start flying I can't make the decision to turn invisible. I can't make the decision to have super strength. I can't make the decision to teleport my body to Mars or the moon. I am constrained by the physical laws of the universe that I find myself in. The game I find myself playing was specifically designed with certain limitations on how many decisions I am able to make. And I did not design it that way. Somebody else designed it that way for me. So the question then becomes, do I actually have the ability to freely make whatever choices I want, or do I just have the carefully crafted illusion of choice? Let's say I beat the game and I get the reward of getting to live at the creator's house. Can I opt out of that, or do I just have the two options? It's just like, go live at the creator's house or go to the torture realm. It feels like a trap from a Saw movie where Jigsaw's like, if you fail, it's gonna be really, really bad for you. But if you get it right, you can come live at my house with me. And it's like, oh, I don't want to fail because that sounds really painful, but also, if it's okay, Jigsaw, I don't really want to live at your house either. One more thing about informed consent, consequences, coercion, all that stuff. Let's say I decide I want to take a trip. I'm going to fly to New York City and I'm going to watch a Broadway show. I'm about to book my plane ticket when I realize it's my best friend's birthday that same weekend that I want to go. And now I have a decision to make of whether or not I want to fly to New York or whether I want to stay in town and celebrate my best friend's birthday. I decide I'm going to be a good friend and stay in town and rage for my best friend's birthday. As a consequence of my choice, somebody else buys the plane ticket that I was going to buy. And that plane winds up falling apart in midair because it was built by Boeing and everyone aboard dies. Is it reasonable or particularly moral to believe that I should be held accountable for that person's death? They are dead as a direct consequence of a decision that I made. Now you could say, no, you should not be held accountable for that because you did not know that that was going to be a consequence of the choice you were making. Now you're talking about informed consent and saying that it is not moral or reasonable to hold someone accountable for the consequences of a choice that they did not really fully understand or have all of the necessary information about. But let's say that I did actually have the necessary information. Let's say that right as I was about to buy my plane ticket, a magical wizard showed up and said, don't buy that plane ticket. That plane is going to fall apart in the sky. So in the interest of self-preservation, I don't buy the ticket. Should I be held accountable for what happens next in that scenario? Am I morally on the hook for the consequences of that decision? We can really keep going down this rabbit hole ad infinitum. And this is usually the point where theists will just say, look, if God is all-knowing, can't you just accept that it's possible that God knows more about this stuff than you do? And it's like, yeah, that's kind of the whole point, right? The creator of the universe or the creator of the video game I'm playing has more information than I do. And they seem to be intentionally withholding a good deal of pretty crucial information from me. Like, either I know as much as God does, and if I do, that's really scary because I don't know anything, or God just has so much more information than I have. And he's threatening me with eternal torture if I make the wrong decisions while simultaneously withholding information that could be instrumental in helping me make better decisions. You need to stop doing what you're doing. Whoa, you too? That's so disappointing. I thought we were friends. I'm not remotely okay with your behavior. But you're completely okay with Craig punching my dad, I guess, right? Because that's how all this started. Yeah, Craig punched my dad, which is so much more messed up than anything I've ever done to Craig. You killed Craig's entire family. You leveled his childhood home with a bulldozer. You burned his family photo albums and live streamed yourself pissing on the ashes. You said, and I'm quoting here, there's nothing that makes me happier than erasing the memory of Craig from the face of the earth. Craig's childhood happiness is now my pee. You went to his hometown and started killing all of his known associates. You're completely unhinged. It's honestly so disturbing and upsetting how okay you are with Craig punching my dad. You know that? You're like fully in support of it. You're basically Craig. You're Craig now for that. You blew up a school because you heard a rumor that Craig might be in the surrounding area. Not my fault. Craig likes to use kids as human shields. It's your fault the school blew up. That was you. You did that. Oh, so you think Craig should get to kill my whole family? What? Well, saying that I'm not allowed to kill Craig's family is the same thing as saying that Craig gets to kill my family. No, the fuck it is not. Like, you're totally okay with Craig just punching my dad, but you don't support my right to do whatever I want all the time. How's that fair? Go to jail! Go to jail, man! You have committed so many heinous crimes! I'm allowed to defend myself, okay? If Craig didn't want the smoke, he shouldn't have punched my dad. Also, he took my cousin Devin hostage, thought it might give him some leverage at the negotiating table, but he drastically underestimated how insane I am. Get Craig to give me Devin back, and all this ends. I don't know, man. You've been talking about wanting to kill everyone even remotely associated with Craig for a long time now, since way before he punched your dad. Yeah, Craig sucks. Like, this is from your Facebook page. Again, I'm quoting here. You wrote, "I'm gonna get you, Craig. Mark my words, I'm gonna make sure the world forgets you ever existed. Your memory will become my pee." You wrote that 5 years ago. Then you wrote this 2 weeks before he punched your dad. Honestly, I don't even think of Craig as a person. Never have. I think of him more as a weasel, and I'm gonna get him real good, and it won't even be because he did anything to deserve it. I just really don't like Craig because he's poor and a weasel and has a hard time defending himself. Look, I don't think that Craig punching your dad or taking your cousin hostage was the best move or super cool of him, but this definitely didn't start there. You and your family have been awful to Craig and his family for generations. I'm not at all convinced that any of this will stop once he gives Devin back. Also, just being honest here, Devin's probably dead by now because of you. You've been indiscriminately decimating any place you think Craig might be or may have ever been in the past. The amount of completely maniacal chaos you have unleashed is truly unfathomable. I honestly think it's so crazy how you're just totally okay with a weasel like Craig just punching my dad. As a man, a lot of times I feel like it's not safe for me to be vulnerable or show emotion, you know? And I felt for a long time like what would help that is if I could have a loud car that go vroom vroom real big.
As a man in society, I have also felt that the world has held me back, and that I don't have a car go vroom vroom big loud in the street, make the street go crazy.
Yeah.
For instance, with me in Austin, I think that you're incredibly disgusting.
Yeah.
Being around you just makes my skin crawl. But honestly, if you had big car go vroom vroom, I'd want to go vroom vroom all the way to the chapel and be married together forever.
Exactly. So they're like taking up public space and being loud? Oh my god. Do the police know? Look, I get being mad about something, right? And I think that genocide is probably a thing that's worth being mad about, but you can't be loud. That's not fair. It's just like, can you really call yourself non-violent if you're making noise? I don't know, I just really feel like Martin Luther King wouldn't have done that, you know? Hey, do you remember when, like, so many elementary school kids were killed so many different times by AR-15s, and instead of showing sympathy and support for the families of the kids who were killed, you wore pins of little AR-15s to show solidarity and support for the guns that killed the kids? I like guns. Yeah. And now you're doing that. I like Trump. Right. Your hat says USA on it. Yes, it does. USA. Nope, shut up. Shut up. USA. Shut up. USA. Fucking USA. So much. USA. Being human's a trip. Never get quite used to it. One day you're just a kid, then somehow you're old as shit. In some know-nothing town.
I used to run around with my feet on the clouds and my head in the ground. All my friends used to be crazy, reckless, and free. Most days now I just think I'm adrift in the sea. Where's the time go? Where's everybody I used to know? Can it all just go slow? I wanna go home. Okay, so here's a question. Is cancel culture still bad?
I don't like woke.
I'm just gonna assume that means yes. People shouldn't lose their jobs for making jokes, right?
I like jokes.
So, like, if a woman makes a joke on Facebook that's kind of dark, people shouldn't track her down, confront her at her place of work, and then get her fired, right?
I don't like woke.
Yeah, people should be able to express their opinions without losing their livelihood. That's kind of your whole thing.
Second Amendment.
Yeah, that's the gun one, but we're talking more like the whole free speech one.
I like guns.
I know you do, but we're talking more about how you believe that the First Amendment means that you get to say whatever you want all the time with zero consequences.
I got free speech, freedom, USA.
Right.
White people.
All right, sharks, as we're all aware, TikTok is on the verge of getting banned.
You don't need to call us sharks. We don't have any money.
Thank you, shark.
Kara, you texted, come quick, it's an emergency.
If TikTok bites the bullet, that leaves an opening in the viral video social
I was
atmosphere.
having lunch with my estranged son. What?
YouTube, Snapchat, Instagram, what do these all have in common? Snappy, two-syllable names.
Except for Instagram. That's
Instagram.
Drink dump. Why didn't you guys say it with
How
me?
could we possibly have known that's what you were about to say?
Drink dump is an app that's just video after video of people getting drinks dumped on their heads.
How are you going to keep this platform from becoming just shots?
Our proprietary algorithm helps weed out all the shot videos, so it's just video after video of that sweet dumping drinks.
All your Congress to not ban drink dump. And it's drink
Hey, could the two of you actually do me a favor and stop pretending like this is a good idea? Because it's not.
This is a great idea.
It's a bad name, it's a bad concept, it's poorly conceived, I don't like— Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! What the hell?
Oh, dude, you just got drink
Hey,
dump.
I have an audition at 3 o'clock!
That's
I
a
can't
drink
change
dump.
before then. What even is this?
It's vodka!
Kara, I'm sober! That's so unnecessarily cruel!
I don't like Olympics.
Alright.
I like Jesus.
So the opening ceremonies weren't doing a reference to the Last Supper, they were doing a reference to a painting of Dionysus dining with the gods of Olympus, because, you know, it's the Olympic opening ceremonies, and the Olympics are from Greece, so they were referencing Greek gods, and I don't know why I'm explaining this. You're not understanding anything I'm saying, are you?
I don't like woke.
Dude, you're so weird.
What?
Nothing.
What'd you just say to me?
You're weird.
I'm not weird.
You're pretty weird.
I'm not weird. You are. You are.
Kamala Harris in her Twitter bio, which I never noticed until this morning, states her pronouns as she/her. What are your pronouns?
I don't want pronouns. I don't want pronouns. I saw
So you're fluid? What is that?
Nobody even knows what that means. Ask her to describe exactly what that means.
What is that? Why are people
Nobody
doing
knows.
that?
So he actually just said he doesn't know what pronouns are, and he won't learn, 'cause learning's hard. You know, let's just play the song. Let's just play the song. We've earned it. Yep. Okay. Here you go. Congratulations, that was one of the stupidest things that I've ever seen anybody post on the
relations. The bar is high cause people post lots and lots of stupid things, but your stupid thing was somehow the leader of the pack. You just said, I don't know what pronouns
Nobody even knows
are.
what that means.
I won't learn cause learning's
Nobody even
hard.
knows what that means.
Instead I'll regurgitate a half-baked stolen opinion.
Nobody even knows what that means.
Hey!
What?
Hey!
What?
Boys can't play sports against girls.
Can't you just try to enjoy the Olympics?
No!
There are enough things in the world that are difficult and bad and bleak, but the Olympics are just supposed to be like fun and entertaining and inspiring.
So you're really just okay with boys hitting girls?
No, but you kind of weirdly are. Aren't you actively trying to make it illegal for women who are in abusive relationships with men to seek a divorce from those men unless they can prove that they are being abused?
Yeah, but that's because the family and traditional marriage and values, because of Bible.
Okay, so I just looked it up, and I'm guessing you're talking about Imane Khalif from Algeria, who was boxing an Italian woman named Angela Carini.
But the punching was way too hard.
In boxing, the sport where whoever punches the other person hardest wins.
Yeah, but boys punch boys and girls punch girls, except girls have to punch each other not too hard, because if you punch each other too hard, then that is because they're boys.
Okay, so it says that Imane Khalif was assigned female at birth and has lived her entire life as a woman in a country where it is literally illegal to be transgender. Aren't you always saying that a person is whatever gender they were assigned at birth and there's nothing they can do to change that?
Testosterone.
What?
Testiculum.
Okay, so they assign the baby female at the hospital. The parents start to raise the baby as a little girl.
I like little girls.
I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that, but let's say that eventually this little girl starts to feel emotionally like a man.
What?
And decides to start taking testosterone to transition and live socially as a man.
No!
Would this person who was assigned female at birth, now having higher testosterone levels than an average woman, qualify in your mind as a real bona fide man?
XY chromosome.
Dude, be for real with me. There's nobody else around. Just this one time, be honest with me. Do you actually think you know how chromosomes work?
I do. I really do, actually.
Me and Tim live on a farm. Lots of ostriches in our arms. Our arms. We run and play and have fun all day.
Okay, here we go. Listen, this is about you. Small babies, oh those.
We have so much fun with ostriches on our farm. On the farm. Ostriches on the farm. Ostriches on the farm. Ostriches on the farm. So much fun to ride and play. Free with the ostrich all a day. Play all day. Play all day with the ostriches. Play. Ostriches on the farm. Ostriches on the farm. Like to run and sing all day. Fly away with our ostriches. Oh, fly away, let's fly. Some are tall and some are small. Some are fun to shoot with BB guns.
As a woman, I obviously care a great deal about women and women's stories. I want young women to know that they are powerful and that their stories matter. And that's why I wrote a series of novels that center around a little boy who is the most powerful wizard in the entire world. But he has to do battle with the most powerful evil wizard in the entire world, who is also absolutely a man. But he's trained to take on that monumental task by a group of the most powerful wizards in the entire world who are you ready for it, primarily men. Yes, most of the main characters are men.
What are some of the qualities that you hate about liberal men?
Some of them are just like not manly anymore.
I have never seen an attractive liberal man, and I think that's because they hate masculinity inherently.
As a liberal woman,
it is really hard to find a man who is willing to play the more traditional masculine role in the relationship.
I'm a man, I'm a manly man, I'm a manly man doing manly things. I'm a man's man, I'm a manly man's man, I'm a manly man's man, 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 man. I'm a man, I'm a manly man, I'm a manly man doing manly things. I'm a man's man, I'm a manly man's man, I'm a man's man doing man things. Like hammering nails and eating candy, like doing a pull-up, or just sort of hanging to open up space for the bulging disc in my lower back, like reading a book, or watching TV. Like wearing cute outfits and kissing my man friends on the mouth, 'cause I'm a man's man and I'm not scared to kiss a man. I'll kiss a man right here, right now, just dare me. Actually, you don't even need to dare me. I'll just do it, 'cause I'm a man. I'm a manly man, I'm a manly man doing manly things. I'm a man's man, I'm a manly man's man, I'm a manly man's man, 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 man. I'm a man, I'm a manly man, I'm a manly man doing manly things. I'm a manly, 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 manly man's man, man.
We decided to surprise Austin for his birthday, and we got these confetti cannons, and it didn't really go as planned.
Surprise!
He shit his pants.
I didn't my pants.
It's bad! It's really bad, you guys! My pants! Oh, you guys my pants!
Listen, I wish it weren't the case, but because of the policies of Kamala Harris, there are Haitian immigrants eating cats and dogs in Springfield, Ohio. Just to clarify, that is a lie, and also her name is pronounced Kamala. Well, we also agreed that there would be no fact-checking, so I am allowed to lie, and you are not allowed to say anything about it. I will say that it is unfortunate that this simply is a fact of life, that our beautiful children, you know, they look so beautiful as they head off to school with hope in their eyes, that sometimes you just gotta get shot at school. That's just a thing that sometimes in America has to happen. But what I would be willing to explore as vice president is maybe the concept of stronger security in schools, you know, like doors at schools that lock better, so that if there's, say, a fire or an active shooter scenario, the children are locked inside of the building with the shooter. I'm hearing it now, so that's okay. That's not great, but I would be willing to explore any other solutions that aren't the most obvious solution. Did Donald Trump lose the 2020 election, yes or no? Well, listen, I'm not interested in rehashing the past. I really want to be focused on the future. But since you did ask me such a direct question, I want to go ahead and make sure that I do not answer that question in any direct way. I'm not interested in litigating how many Capitol police officers ended their own lives as a result of the events of January 6th. Who could even know such a thing? I'm not interested in who threatened to hang who. All I know is that I want to be the current vice president for the man whose followers threatened to kill his former vice president. I just don't see any way that could backfire on me. I really don't see it happening to me.
Congratulations. You've walked right into my trap. What? You see, I was only pretending to be a completely idiotic moron who's wrong about most things and also kind of a bigot, so that you would become upset and comment on my post, thereby driving up my engagement and making me more powerful than you can possibly imagine. Okay, so you're saying this was some sort of, like, evil plan of yours? Precisely. This whole time I've been playing 5D chess, and you've been playing right into my stinky, greasy little hand. Okay, so just so we're clear about the chess move that you're making in this plan, you want to appear publicly to be an incredibly stupid person who's wrong about most things and who is also kind of a bigot, so that you can get, like, a few more comments on social media. The modern world is won and lost in the social media game, and the only way to win that game is to have more comments than likes on all of your posts. That's not true at all. And it's even better if all of the comments on your posts have significantly more likes than any of your posts. Nah, man. And yet, here you are, like a moth drawn to a flame, like a fly drawn to my stinky, greasy, unwashed hands. Look, if you can't come up with a better way of getting social media engagement than pretending to be an incredibly stupid person who's also kind of a bigot, I think you might just be an incredibly stupid person who's also kind of a bigot. Maybe. Or maybe I'm the most intelligent man in the universe. No, I don't think it's that one. You don't think so? I'm pretty sure you're not a smart person. Okay, idea for a sketch. I'm a stand-up comedian, you guys are at my show, and I punctuate all of my jokes by smashing watermelons with a hammer.
Let me stop you right there. That's Gallagher, man.
What?
Yeah, you're just describing Gallagher.
No, what I'm talking about is like a sketch where I'm a comedian and I'm getting watermelon juice all over the place. It's getting in your hair. It's getting in all your crevices.
You're
in your
just
eyes.
describing Gallagher.
What the fuck is Gallagher?
He's a stand-up comedian from the 70s and
Yeah.
80s. His brother stole his act in the 90s. There were two Gallaghers, man. How'd you not hear about that?
Okay, but in my version, he's got a mustache.
Gallagher famously had a mustache.
What if I wore like a striped shirt and a newsboy hat?
Now I feel like you're just lying about not knowing who Gallagher is.
Everything you're saying is just more and more describing Gallagher.
Okay, check this out. Boom! Rainbow suspenders. That's unique, that's original, that's different.
That's Black Gallagher.
Yeah, from Chappelle's show.
Fuck that! That's so fucked up. Show me a photo of that. Yeah, I've never seen
Is that offensive?
To be a white, black Gallagher?
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's definitely not interesting.
Well, what am I gonna do with all this watermelon?
That's the wrong kind of watermelon.
You bought the cubed kind of watermelon?
You're just gonna hit that with a sledgehammer?
No, I'm gonna hit it with like a normal hammer. Mate, really, stop pretending you don't know who Robbie Williams is.
I mean, I know who Robin Williams is.
No, be serious with me here. You've heard the song Angels, right?
I think that's the only song of his I've ever heard, and it's just aggressively mid.
Mid? No, mate, you can't. It's one of the greatest songs of all time, bruv. He raps through it all with Down the Waterfall. Who else can do that?
I gotta believe most people could do that.
No, man. Next you're gonna tell me you've never heard the song Tonight We're Doing a Franti.
I have no idea what you even just said.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Tonight we're doing a Franti. Tonight we're doing a Franti. Tonight we're doing a Franti. Robbie Williams. The man played Wyndham in front of 40,000 people. There was a riot when he played Tottenham Girls.
What the hell is Tottenham Girls?
Tottenham Girls. Tottenham Girls. Tottenham Girls. I'm Robbie Williams.
Okay, that's it. Those are all the fun highlights. Thank you so much for another fun year. If you are on Patreon, thank you so much for doing that and for being subscribed. That really helps. If you're not, that's okay. But just know that you're getting less content. They get more stuff over there, but just it's all good. Okay, well, all right. We'll see you around, I guess.
Everybody has ADHD. Everybody has ADHD. I wasn't aware, thank God the internet told me that everybody has ADHD. Everybody has ADHD. Everybody has ADHD. I wasn't